Hey guys, Ben here from Corner Flag Games, and welcome to episode number 27 of the Crawley Town Road to Glory career mode. So on the back of our very last episode, we managed to break our way into the English Premier League for the very first time. So what I'm going to do now is this is going to be another simulated episode until we get to the Champions League final. Who knows how long that is going to take, but we'll do our best to get there as quickly as possible and in as little seasons as possible. So having a look at the squad, this is how things are shaping up at the moment. As you can see there, a very competitive, you could say, squad for the English Premier League. And looking at our board objectives for this season as well, which we're not going to worry too much about. The main one there that I'm going to worry about is avoid Premier League relegation. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate now to the end of the season, and let's see how we fared. Okay guys, so here's something I found rather amusing. We're heading towards the end of the first season in the English Premier League, and we have been approached by Bayern Munich for $96,000 a week to take over in the Bundesliga, the best Bundesliga team, by in doubt. So they would like us to have a look at the job, witnessing our progression with Crawley Town, and they feel I would be a good fit. Somehow I don't think so. Just thought this would be a little bit of interesting news to slot in. As is this fantastic goal that we scored in the exact same season. What a perler! So guys, here we are now at the end of our first season in the Premier League. So we did have a fairly decent season, and I will admit there were a couple of games that I did want to play in this season. So you will see later on when we go to the league table just to see how we did crack on and do. But we did survive our goal of avoid relegation. We actually did slightly, what I would say, a little bit better than that. But for staying in the Premier League for a successive season, we have won a total of $89 million worth of prize money, which is handy to have. So looking at the table now very quickly, this is how the table ended up finishing up. It ended up with Watford on top. Very surprising this Premier League season. It's good to see how things change the further on into career mode that we get. So at the end of this season, it is Watford on top at the moment. And if we bring further down the rear, us as Crawley Town, we did manage to finish in 14th position, which I would say is a very, very good season for us. So 38 games, 14 won, 5 draws and 19 losses. I'll be looking in the next season to change some of those losses into draws to help us compete just that little bit better. 73 goals scored, 49 against, with a total goal average of 24. As you can tell, I did play some of those games, and a lot of those wins did come from the games that I did play. I think I was doing roughly one game a month or something, in-game month or something. So that is not a bad place to sit in our first time in the Premier League, finishing up on 47 points. On the bottom, being relegated, you have Swansea, Brighton and Crystal Palace. All three teams which we won against in the simulation. So guys, Correa wins the Golden Boot, as you can see there on the right hand side. I'm not going to go too much more into any more in-depth facts. All I need to tell you is that we have signed ourselves a few players on pre-contracts, and they will be coming in the next season, which is very good for us. They are players with quite a high rating, and they are quite old compared to some of the players and the youth players that we do have floating around at the moment. But I figured that would be our best chance to get higher up the table, win some more money, and then being able to reinvest some of that funding into some younger players. So guys, I will see you at the start of the next season. So guys, here we are now in our second season in the English Premier League, kicking things off very nicely. We haven't accepted any pre-season tournaments just yet, so what we are going to do is I'm going to show you the current squad that we have after our new signings have come in. So we have picked up 2 signings. One, the Australian Aaron Moy has come across to us on a pre-contract quite cheaply, although his wages were quite expensive, but it's great to have another Australian in the squad. He is nearly 31 now, so we would expect that his rating is going to decrease, but we do have young Coletti there on the bench to fill him out should his rating drop a little bit lower. We've also picked up an old career mode gem from many, many years ago. We've picked up Ivan Audets in the defense just to strengthen things up. So in this season, I will be looking to get ourselves another first-class defender, and I may look to upgrade our center attacking midfielders, who both of them are youth players. We still have Moroni at a 76 rating here with his no face, and we have our youth star in Jintek Shin still trying to catch things up, but they are going quite well at the moment. So here's looking at our bench. Furthermore down, Putaro's still here. All our players that we had recently as well, I've managed to keep on contracts as well, just in case we need a bit more cash we can throw around. But our 2 older defenders that we did have in Knudsen and Sutar have stopped growing in potential now, so we might look to keep them there and maybe ship on one of the older players like McNerney or Payne or Randall. I think Randall's getting on a bit now. Still have Data here on the bench. Rivera's still here. Rivera's not growing anymore either, so we've used Moy to replace him. Josh Yorworth, though, surprisingly as well, still growing in rating, well past his potential, so that's good for the young Crawley man. We might keep him on the bench. I'm not looking at selling him anytime soon. He is only still 26, so he may stay with us for the rest, but other players I'll be looking to get rid of now, maybe Yin Hongbo, as he's starting to hit 33 and his rating is starting to decrease now. But yet we'll be looking at strengthening this squad just a little bit further to see if we can push ourselves a little bit higher up the table in our second season in the English Premier League. But we will jump across now to our office where we have our transfer budget. So we've got 102,000 in the wage budget and just over 13 million to sign ourselves out some new players. I might be able to get 1 or 2 players if I fiddle along with the wage budget. I will be looking at more pre-contract signings just to fill out, as that seems our best course of action right now, whilst our cash flow isn't too great. So guys, I will be back at the end of this season to see how we got on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we come to that time. We are now at the end of our second season in the English Premier League. Again, behind the scenes, I have gone through and made a couple of pre-contract signings for next season, but we didn't have a particularly bad season. I did play an awful lot less of the games in this season, but up until the final game of the season, we were sitting in 5th in a Europa League spot. Unfortunately, we did lose that game, so we did end up dropping down to 8th. So, unfortunately, we do finish in 8th. The board objective was mid-table, and I'm pretty sure that we achieved that in abundance. So, we did well with 38 games played, 16 won, 11 drew, 11 lost. Scored 61, conceded 48 with a goal difference of 13, which is relatively on par with where we sat. And a total points of 59. So heading down into the championship, it'll be Wolves, Norwich, and Huddersfield, surprisingly enough, going down for the drop. Burnley managing to stay themselves up in this campaign, but the league was won this year by Chelsea, who weren't performing too well. Watford starting to slip off, but Angel Correa has left them now, so I dare say their reign at the top is all but over now as well. Okay, so we'll now move into Season 3 in the Premier League. Okay guys, so here we are moving into the 3rd season. This will be the final season for this episode. So guys, what I'm going to do is give you a quick look at our squad, and there have been some major on-field signings. Behind the scenes, we've gotten Talisca, we've gotten Escalante, Delict, and we've still got what's the young bloke's, the older bloke, Ivan Audets, who was injured at the end of the season, and Matthias Perrin in goal. We've managed to sign on a pre-contract. We've just smashed everything on wages at the end of last season. We did have a little bit of money left over, so this is how we fared. So guys, I'm going to now simulate to the end of the season. We will see you guys there. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We have finally done it. It has taken a very long and gruesome road, but we have managed to get ourselves into Champions League contention for the very first time, finishing in second under Chelsea this time. We have done well. The board had set a Europa League place as our objective for this season, but we finished in second, playing 38 games, winning 19, drawing 12 and losing 7, scoring 60 goals and conceding 35, with a goal difference of 25, which is not too bad, finishing on a points total of 69. Yes, I can hear all the jokes coming now. So guys, that is going to wrap up this episode, what will be the last episode of the Crawley Town Road to Glory career mode. Keep an eye out for the live stream that will be incoming soon of the Champions League final. I will try and do my best to get myself to that point so that I can set a time and a date to do the live stream for everybody, but regardless, it will be back on this channel as a video later on. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it, and leave your comments and feedback below. Don't forget to smack that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tick the little notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. For those of you that don't know, I am actually part of a network of content creators known as the Lads Entertainment Network. All the stuff will be in the description down below. Also, don't forget we have a Discord channel as well, so links will be on screen and in the description below for that too. And I'll be back with the next live stream of the Crawley Town Road to Glory career mode.